Just over 30 years ago, two race car drivers died at the Imola circuit. One was this man, Ayrton Senna, and the other was Roland Ratzenberger. They died one day after each other. Roland on the Saturday, Ayrton in the race on Sunday. Roland died in a crash that happened at the Villeneuve turn on the outside, which is actually the inside of the track. His car collided with the wall here and ended up here. He was doing 314 kilometres an hour at the time, and the crash was estimated at 500 Gs. And while he was transferred to Maggiore Hospital in Bologna, he was dead before he left here. Now that spot is about 800 metres up the track. Ayrton died when his car hit the wall on the outside of Tamburello. This is on the other side of the track. And like Roland Ratzenberger, Ayrton was transferred to Maggiore Hospital in Bologna, but there was nothing that could be done for him. Now, being the 30th anniversary of his death, there are various activities going on. There's also an exhibition dedicated to Senna here too. Since that crash, a lot's been done in terms of safety in Formula One. In particular with this track, those two corners have both been changed. Tamburello had a kink put in it to slow them down, and Villeneuve also had a kink in it to lower speeds. Since then, there have been no deaths at this track, although there was a ripper shunt 2 years ago here when George Russell and Valtteri Bottas came together, but thankfully they didn't hit those hard walls at crazy speeds. They emerged unscathed. Across the other side of the track is the point at which Ayrton Senna's car came to rest on that day in 1994. And while the memorial is probably another 100 metres up that way, at this point there are still many flags and flowers placed on the fence here in memory of the Brazilian driver. A good number of Ayrton Senna fans, in fact motorsport fans, will come to this particular point just to get a feeling for the love of this man, and I've never seen more flags than I have here today, and plenty of flowers as well. Now here is the monument. Now, this statue itself is not real size Ayrton, but it is very much the focus, and I'm surprised I've got the whole place to myself at the moment. Now, this monument is situated right in the middle of a park, so you can come during the week and no problem at all see all of this. Just not 100% sure what goes on race day, because you actually get a view through this fence to the track, but I can't imagine that general public would be allowed in here because it's just too good a spot. Now, behind me are a couple of the Red Bull guys who have taken some time out from their duties in pit lane to come out and have a look, and I would imagine anyone who has any spare time who works in Formula One will want to come out here and see it if they have not seen it. It's quite remarkable.
Pretty amazing.
People have been busy, haven't they?
They have been really busy, yeah. All the years I've been coming here, I've never been to see this. I've been to his gravestone in Marumbi,
Yeah.
but I've never been here.
Did you know about this?
This today? No, I didn't know about this. I just came with these two and they showed me this today. I've only
What's
just
your
arrived.
first impression?
Sad but lovely. How all the people all over the world have clearly come to show. It's incredible.
But let me butt in here because I've just witnessed something quite special. Sebastian Vettel led a group of drivers in a run from the start-finishing line to the memorial, where they exited the track, stood around the memorial. Seb spoke for a couple of minutes about Ayrton and his legacy, and they observed a moment of silence before every driver placed a padlock on the fence. And just as they arrived, it started bucketing down. But it was a nice moment and a pleasure to be so close to it. And which drivers were there? Certainly half a dozen at least F1 drivers, plenty of F2 and 3 drivers, all wearing the same t-shirts. I'm standing on the other side of the track. This is the outside of Tamburello. And just 20 metres up here is the spot where Ayrton hit the wall. In those days there was no tyre barriers, it was just solid concrete. Some of you might be asking, did I have any photos of Ayrton Senna? Well, no, because I wasn't shooting Formula One then. I did actually go to a number of races in Adelaide and see the man race. Oh, I do have one picture, yes, this one taken from a corporate box of him coming back to the paddock after a crash. About 500 metres from the track there are these two tributes either side of the road for Roland here, and on this side Ayrton Senna. It's a lovely touch, and I have no doubt it will remain untouched over the weekend, such as the reverence for both of these two drivers in this small town. Walking around the city, there's plenty of involvement from the locals in terms of shop windows, these pieces of art which celebrate all of the winners of races here, including Ayrton Senna behind me and Gerhard Berger here.
Italian.
Yeah, Italian.
Allora, Senna, Gran persona, gran pilota. Quel giorno a Imola era molto teso perché erano già successi vari incidenti come quello di Barrichello, Ratzenberg, e Senna era molto teso e non voleva neanche correre. La causa della morte di Senna perché si ruppe il piantone dello sterzo quando alla Tamburello.
About Senna, I can say that when he came to do the Grand Prix in Imola every year, he stayed at Hotel Castello in Castel San Pietro Terme, and he always chose the room 200. And always Ayrton asked to the hotel crew to get pasta with cheese.
Well, unfortunately for the stake team, they've had their first crash for the weekend because these poor guys have just run up the bum of some other local here and they're sorting out the paperwork. Okay, boys, everyone okay?
Yeah. Guys, can you have something for us? Shirts, cats, hats. It's okay.
Now, I actually thought Sebastian was driving a Senna car around the track today, but indeed that will be Sunday. Instead, a short time ago, he headed off on a run around the Imola track, along with a whole host of others. And while certainly most of the talk is about Ayrton Senna and this 30th anniversary, Roland Ratzenberger is not forgotten. I like this mural up here. You can see Roland's name on Ayrton's visor. And these two pieces of artwork here denote the actual spots that both Ayrton and Roland were killed. Now, from the top of our media centre, you can see the fan zones right behind us. This is the closest we've ever been, I'm sure. And on the other side, they've brought in some soundproofing of some sorts because we are smack bang up against the track on the other side. Last year, we were positioned right above pit lane, which was excellent for access. But this year, we need to walk under the tunnel to get to the paddock. Well, one thing's for sure, this will be an interesting weekend, remembering both Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna. And maybe, just maybe, we might see a Ferrari on the podium, perhaps on the top step. That'd be great for the Italian fans. Now, I have to do something else, and maybe you do too, so please hit the like button. And for those who haven't subscribed, please, come on. And for a whole lot of extra stuff, head here. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.
It's facing me. Ooh, that's nasty.